my lovelies, this is Jana here. Welcome to my channel, or rather, welcome to my kitchen. So today you see behind me, Christmas, right? Around the corner, yay! So we're going to make a very nice and very easy and affordable recipe for Christmas, which actually you can use at any time of the year because although it's a Christmassy, because I say so, it can be a nice comfort meal. So we're going to make a pie, a stew pie. I know, I just made it up. You're gonna love it. Let me show you how I put it together. So we're not going to use any meat substitute because we don't have to, okay? And many people don't have access to it. And really, we don't have to. We have mushrooms. So we are going to properly brown the mushrooms and extract the best out of them, which is to achieve the Maillard effect. So olive oil to a pot, a heavy bottom pot, and add the mushrooms. What kind of mushrooms we're going to use? By the way, whatever mushroom you like the most. Whatever you have in your store available next to you, okay? No stress about that. There's no rule because I just invented this dish, so it's going to be our dish, okay? Do and put whatever mushroom you feel like. Season it with salt. Something is going to happen when you cook mushrooms. They are going to get really, really dry in the first 2-3 minutes. Don't add more oil. Resist the temptation it doesn't need, because following this step, it's going to release a lot of water. It doesn't look like, but mushrooms, they're packed with water. They look really dry, right? But they are not. So they're little sponges, and all the water that it's fed, it stays inside of it. So it's going to release this water, and we need this step to happen so it will get properly browned or golden brown. Don't put them all in the pot at the same time, because if you crowd them, they won't brown. So do it in batches like I did. And then olive oil. When hot, we're going to add minced onions. On medium heat, cook them a little bit until they start to get light brown. Then add celery and carrots, also very, very finely chopped. We're going to stir for a few minutes. Season it with salt. Put the mushrooms back to the pot. So I didn't have a good type of garlic. I told you before, the garlic here in Gran Canaria, where I live, is not so good. I don't know if it's because of the soil or what it is. So what I do sometimes is I use garlic powder, and that's what I did. But if you're going to add garlic, which I think you should, you mince it very, very, very finely, and you add it now. Salt and pepper. What I also added to the recipe, for some reason it didn't show, I added some powdered sage. You're going to add a bay leaf as well. Now some veggie broth. Lower the heat, and we are going to cook it for about 40 minutes in a low heat. Right, so now is the time to add something that is going to elevate the flavors of our food. We're going to add a little bit of a cognac because it's a holiday recipe, right? So we're going to add it, and we're going to get rid of all the alcohol by flambeing it, which is none other than setting it on fire. At this stage, be very careful, and with a long lighter, you light it. Wait a little bit, so all the alcohol will evaporate at this point. That's why we're doing it, right? Some more broth or water, some nutmeg, and for that extra roasted umami taste, a little bit of instant coffee. Yes, trust me, it's amazing. Speaking of holidays and having fun and parties and all that's good about the holiday seasons, I would like to introduce you to the sponsor of this video, which is ZBiotics. ZBiotics is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic designed to tackle rough mornings after drinking. And here's how it works. Because let's face it, I don't bounce back the way I used to when I drink alcohol. It works like that. I have to choose. Either I have a great night or a great next morning. That is until I found ZBiotics. And here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxin byproduct in the gut called acetaldehyde. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. ZBiotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. So it's designed to work like your liver, but in your gut where you need it the most. So just remember to have a bottle of ZBiotics before drinking alcohol. Drink responsibly. Have a good night's sleep to guarantee a great next day. So this holiday season, give your family and friends the gift of a better tomorrow with ZBiotics. Go to zbiotics.com/chefjana or scan the QR code on the screen right now to get 15% off your first order when you use Chef Jana at checkout. You can also sign up for a subscription using my code so you can stay prepared no matter the time or occasion. ZBiotics is backed with a 100% money-back guarantee if you're unsatisfied for any reason. They refund your money, no questions asked. You love it? I love it. I told you, you're gonna love it. I didn't tell you before, I'm telling you now, you're gonna love it. And thank you to ZBiotics for sponsoring this video. Now you can add a little bit of cornstarch diluted in a little bit of water just to make it thicker, okay? So otherwise it's going to be a little bit too watery, which is not a problem at all. One thing that I haven't mentioned about this recipe is that we don't need to make any gravy for our Christmas or New Year's Eve dinner because you have all the gravy already inside. Now we're going to add some more vegetables. I chose carrots and green beans. And the reason why I'm adding them separately, it's purely for aesthetic reasons. It looks prettier because the colors are going to pop better than if I was cooking them in the stew. And we're going to add the part of the recipe that will transform the stew into a pie, which is either a puff pastry or a pie pastry. Make sure it's vegan and sugar-free. And now, because this is a rustic dish, where it's supposed to be beautifully, perfectly imperfect, you don't need to worry about making it round and beautiful and the borders to match. No, the beauty in it, it's exactly to make it irregular and, like I said, rustic looking. And we're going to make little holes on top with a fork. This step will allow all the steam that it's going to build up inside once we pop it in the oven to evaporate and not to get stuck inside. It's not going to be good because it will add extra moist and extra water to the recipe. We don't need that, we have enough. So for that beautiful golden top on your pie, we're going to use a glaze made from vegan mayo, vegan milk, and ketchup. Now put it in the oven and wait for the magic to happen. Look at this beauty. You kidding me? It's nice, isn't it? It's delicious. I didn't mention in the recipe, please check for the salt, okay? Add a little bit more, a little bit less. Don't forget that we added salt when we were browning the onions and when we were browning the mushrooms. So pay attention to that. Don't go crazy on the salt because remember, you can always add salt, but you cannot remove it from the food. So, oh my God, it's so good. Don't forget to check ZBiotics. I strongly advise you to do that. It is a game changer. You're gonna love it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like this video because it's likable. And I will see you next time. Have a fabulous week. Bye-bye.